Welcome back to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahue Accounting Services. A leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio, our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahue Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online at DonahueAccountingService.com. I'm your host, Alex Meacham, former Bearcat basketball player from 1997 to 1999 under the Hall of Fame coach, Bob Huggins.
And I'm Neil Meyer with the Front Office News.
And I'm JT Smith, editor-in-chief of the Front Office News.
Before we begin the podcast, we want to give a special shout-out and rest in peace to former Bearcat Steve Toyloy, who played from 2008 to 2010. Our condolences go out to his family, former teammates, and all of his friends. So this podcast is dedicated to Steve Toyloy. Fellas, we are back for another episode. Let's jump right into it. The Bearcats are currently 16-11 after defeating TCU 75-63. This is the Bearcat game recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. JT, thoughts on the Bearcats' performance?
Hey, man, it's pretty complete performance. Come out on a 13-0 run to start the game.
Man.
You know.
I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, okay. They was coming out playing real good defense. TCU got close, in a little bit in the first half, and I think they hit 2 threes back to back, got some distance, and after that, it was just pretty much a Bearcat party in fifth third. So, big win, to beat TCU, especially after losing 2 in a row. Showed this team still had the pulse. 4 guys in double digits. Talked about rebounding. They won the rebounding battle. I forgot the actual number. I think they won by 7 from my memory. If my memory served me correctly. But, like Neil said, they kept the turnovers down to a super minimum. And they look very efficient, man. So, just when you kind of want to throw, it's still going to be a tough sledding, but just when you kind of want to throw some dirt on them and say, hey, the dirt is dry or the cement is dry, that they kind of to give you something that you can, hold your, give you some hope, man. Just keeping it real. They give you a little hope when they play like that.
JT, what'd you think when they went up 13-0?
So I was happy, but I was like, man, are they about to just, like go up 13-0 and just something crazy going to happen? Because literally I thought they were going to win the game, but they were going to win by like 2 or 3. Like at halftime, I literally was like asking people, I was taking people's like predictions, and we didn't have a 12-point. Nobody had a 12-point victory.
We were up 31-24, I think it happened.
Yeah.
Yep. When we went up 13-0, I said, okay, good start. Yeah, cool. Yeah. But don't be a game where we go up 13-0 and then end up losing by 13. You know what I mean?
Man,
like,
for sure.
I was like, man, fans will lose their mind if.
Man, that would have been a perfect storm for a real meltdown in fifth third, for sure.
Yep. I'm glad they won. Neil, your thoughts?
Yeah, overall, the 13-0 start was the difference maker in this one, because you look down at the final score, right? Cincinnati won 75-13, so you win by 12 after you start off 13-0. I thought that was a great start, but for me, what really stood out about this game was a few things. When you look back at how Saturday went for Cincinnati, one thing they did well that they did poorly at West Virginia was getting to the free throw line. You look down and you see 15-17 from the line. Your 2 misses come from Tyler Betsy and Aziz Bandego, but then you see a perfect night from Jizzle James, Day Thomas, Josh Reed, and Dylan Mitchell. Outside of that factor, 15-17 is a pretty big thing for Cincinnati, especially with how things ended in Morgantown earlier in the week. However, the big thing that really stood out for me from this game, and it's something we've harped on for the last few weeks, is, man, has Josh Reed became such an important piece for this team. And we have kind of talked about it as he could be a guy who could step in and make a huge impact on this team. But his play again on Saturday, and it's going to be hard when Cincinnati gets fully healthy, when Simas Lukosius comes back. It's going to be hard to take Josh Reed potentially out of the starting lineup with the way he's playing right now. I mean, after going 5 for 5 in a career high 27 minutes on Saturday, finishing with 13 points, ties a career high in that aspect, Josh Reed's just bringing a lot of value to this team right now. And I think if you would have asked some of us that at the end of the year that he would have been that most important player down the final stretch, some of us might have had a different answer. But overall, he's been the spark that Cincinnati has been needing for majority of Big 12 play. And then on top of it, you win the rebounding margin 39-32. But man, I thought this was Dylan Mitchell's best game as a Bearcat. 13 rebounds, 12 points on a perfect 4 for 4 free throw shooting, 4 or 5 from the field. I thought those two guys really made an impact for Cincinnati in this game. And when those two guys play like the way they did on Saturday, this team is capable of accomplishing a lot. Now, obviously, they're looking to get a little bit more out of guys like Dan Skillings, Day Thomas, who finished 5 of 15 from the field in this aspect. But on top of it, when Dylan Mitchell is giving you those kind of numbers, 12 and 13, and you're able to get a double-double out of him, it's going to be hard to lose many games, especially when you're seeing that kind of production out of Dylan Mitchell. So anytime Dylan Mitchell gets into double rebounds, it's now his second double-double of the season. In both games, they have won. So overall, I love seeing Dylan Mitchell crash the glass, and that's a huge importance of this team's run down the stretch as they look to keep these NCAA tournament hopes alive.
So let's say that this game versus Baylor, Josh Reed plays well. When CMOS is back healthy, can you take Josh Reed out of the lineup?
Me personally, I don't think you can right now. I really don't think you can because, I mean, he's providing so much on the defensive end. I mean, everyone's going to know, like, Simas Lukosius is your guy who came into the season as being one of those top scorers. And we all know that he's capable of going out there and scoring 20 points a game per se. But just the way that Josh Reed's playing, I don't think you mess with that lineup right now, unfortunately, especially with what he's doing on the defensive end. I mean, obviously, you would like your scoring guys out there, but I just think right now the chemistry's there, and Josh Reed's playing with the most confidence we have seen in his college career, and even Wes Miller and them have seen it. Like, they said it following the Kansas game. Like, this wasn't going to be Josh Reed's best game of his career. And on top of it, since he made that, it just feels like every game is getting better and better for Josh Reed. And right now, I just don't think you can afford to take him out of the starting lineup, if I'm being honest with you guys.
JT?
Hey, man, you really honestly can't. I don't know if you could argue it right now. It sounds crazy, but it might be kind of like a reverse situation where it gives the Bearcats bench more pop per se, more scoring pop. Especially with, like, now you have Day and Jizzle in the starting, and they've been starting since after Utah, or was it the Utah game? Sorry if I'm not.
They started together at West Virginia, or not West Virginia, at UCF.
UCF. Okay, so UCF. Okay, so game after Utah. Okay. All right, so I know I was close on that. So now you got that switch. I mean, Josh Reed is been very good on the defensive side. So, and he's been providing. His offensive game has been real aggressive. He cuts. Is being real decisive when he gets the ball. Something that I don't think he was last year, or maybe even early in the season when he got in. And now you see the confidence, man. Might be something that eases the pressure off of CMOS when he comes back. Because, he was kind of, just like Neil said, he was one of the guys, the 1-2, top 2 guys on scouting report, gets an injury, eases back in, and he might be a guy that can kind of get going maybe late to, help this team get to the finish line.
Think about this. When CMOS comes back, they bring him off the bench, and they continue to bring him off the bench. What do we have, 4 games left?
Yep, 4 games.
4 games left. Conference play, conference tournament. Yeah. If they do bring him off the bench, that will be 2 starters, CMOS and Stillings, that are now coming off the bench that were coming into the season as your star guys.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to believe. And the guy that people thought was going to get in the portal and leave, Josh Reed, has really helped propel and take this team to the next level.
Yeah.
Kind of wild to think about, though.
No, it's crazy. Now you would not. If you told me this at the beginning of the year, I would say you're on some kind of hard drug, meth maybe, or something of that sort. Some little crackula. I don't know, but hey, it's why you play the game, man. Stuff happens.
Especially
Injuries
with
happen.
the injury bug hitting Cincinnati the way that it did. I mean, you lose Connor Hickman early. CJ Frederick missed time that allowed Josh Reed to step in. And then you see Seamoss now missing time. Like, Josh Reed was probably entering the season, in fair honesty, guy number 10 on the depth chart? Like, in fair honesty, because they had about 7 or 8 guys you could plug into a starting lineup. And then you have guys like Tyler Betsy, you had Arrington Page, you have a guy like Josh Reed, like then you factor into Rayvon and the other guys. But overall, like Josh Reed realistically was probably guy number 10 off the bench, like your third or fourth. Yeah, guy number 10 on the roster.
AP only played 2 minutes last game.
Yeah.
His times.
Yeah,
times going down.
Yeah, they've been playing a lot of Dylan at the 5.
Playing small ball.
Yeah, playing faster.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the Bearcat Game Recap segment sponsored by Purple Monkey Project. Hey, listen, you guys pretty much said a lot of the points that I had regarding this particular game, so I won't say anything more about the game. I do want to say in attendance, we've got to give a shout out to a lot of legends that were in the house for the game. Roger McClendon, in the Bearcat, he's a Bearcat Hall of Famer, one of the greatest to ever play for the Bearcats. Top, I think he's maybe number 9 all-time scorer in the history of UC Hoops. I think he's down to 9 now. He used to be number 2 at one point. He was behind the Big O. At one point. I think he's number 9 now. Romel Shorter, who is the shortest Bearcat.
That's crazy.
Of all
That's
time.
short.
It is always give him shit like your last name is Shorter. Like that's
yeah.
But yeah, he's they list him at 5'6". He might have been 5'5". And you guys, I don't think had a chance to see him play, but when I was growing up, I used to go to the old gardens and watch him play. And man, that dude, straight from Chicago, South Side, grew up playing in the streets. That dude had more heart, man. He was a tough dude. It was good to see him. That's his first time back on campus to watch a Bearcat game. That's crazy. He played in the 80s.
Dang.
Yeah, and he only lives in Chicago. It's not like
Chicago is an easy drive too. Is it flight drive? Yeah, I go to Chicago a lot.
I know. Also, Andre Tate was in the building. One of the original big guards, straight from Chicago. Think about this: Roger McClendon, Romel Shorter, and Andre Tate, 3 big-time players, all from Illinois. All from the state of Illinois. Yep. So Chicago was in the house. Bill Lambert was there, Hall of Famer. I think he played. I hate to say get it wrong and have some of the OGs come at me, but like 51 through 55, something like that.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I think it was 55.
Triple OG. Triple OG.
I don't have the triple OGs. Don't come at me if I got those years wrong. Hit me with the Air Monarchs, start kicking me.
Not the Air Monarchs.
Hey, low key, if you guys follow social media influencers, Sketch has brought the Air Monarchs back, baby. You guys follow Sketch at all? I know he's a younger kind of content creator, but he is bringing the Air Monarchs back. I'm telling you.
Air Monarchs never come back.
Neil.
They're never there. They never were
They're
there.
Not, I wouldn't wear them, but
the Air Monarchs never were here, essentially.
Hold on. They're never here.
They never were here to come back. They never had a.
I guarantee you, when the weather breaks and it gets better, and people are out there cutting their lawns, 90% of them are wearing Air Monarchs.
Yeah, buddy. I used to when I worked in a Finish Line when I was in school. Oh man, you had like it'd be like the Air Monarchs, and I'm young, so I'm like, why the hell we got these shoes here? So I'm in there like telling the manager, like, dude, why do we have these shoes? These wasting space. And they're like, man, the old people, like, no disrespect, whatever. I'm 19, 20 at the time, so whatever. So I'm like, what's going on? He's like, these will sell out. Like literally. And I was like,
and they're not lying.
And I'm like, dude, those things, I swear to God, like, I swear, my bad. I didn't mean to swear. But I swear they go, like, they don't try them on, they just get them. Like, there ain't no walking around in those. They just, like, it's like,
they're the straight dad cutting grass kind of shoes.
That's what they are.
They are.
And you know what's weird about them too is like they would not deviate from that colorway, that white and that navy.
Yeah, the white navy.
It was like, why white navy? Like, why is that the colorway that's just like
the OG? It's just what's going to happen. They made some different colorways lately, though. I think whoever's trying to make them cool, but the Pete Carrolls,
all the colorways they want.
They still Monarchs.
They're going back to the white navy.
So they're still Monarchs, dog. Like, that's one shoe I will never purchase. Like, I don't care how old I get. Like, I will never own a pair of Monarchs, bro. If my kids buy me some Monarchs, then I will probably take them off beneficiaries.
You're off the wheel, kids.
You're gonna get a little bit less than expected if you give me some damn Monarchs.
Oh, Air Monarchs, boy. How much are Air Monarchs? Look that up, Neil, while we...
I think I just saw them go for like 65.
Damn, they up to 65 now.
Man, I thought they were like 40.
Yeah, I thought they definitely...
It depends where you shop. Obviously, there's not many shoe carnivals listed in the area, but when you Google Air Monarch, Shoe Carnival has them listed at $69.98. However, Dick's Sporting Goods and Nike have them listed at $80.
What?
Damn, $80?
$80 for some Air Monarchs.
Oh man, they robbing people, man.
Do you know
inflation is crazy?
Air Monarchs at one point they were the number one selling shoe. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
They were the number one selling shoe. I'm not capping. I'm dead.
They were the number one. That's crazy, man.
Type it in, Neil. Find Air Monarchs. They're like one of the number one selling shoes at one point.
Yeah, I would never. My foot would never grace them Air Monarchs, man.
I know what to get you for Christmas now.
Nah, man. Them days gonna be on. Them days gonna be on Glenway.
Be hanging from the
like I'm in the hood.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be some Monarchs.
Throw them up there. Hey, Juju, if you can hear us, Juju, your father wants a pair of Air Monarchs for his birthday.
He ain't about to waste his money on some stuff that I'm gonna throw at his ass. We throw like a Nerf ball. Be like,
we always get like way out there. Also in the house was Hall of Famer football and basketball player Antoine Peak, my guy, whose son is currently, Neil, you want to tell him?
Was one of the starting safeties for the football team.
Yep. What year is he?
Junior.
Yep. That's my guy, man. Great kid, but I tell you what, he's got a great story. Might have to do a story on him going into next season.
Yeah,
I think dope. It's just a cool story. Dad's a Hall of Famer. He kind of started. I think he started as a preferred walk-on, maybe.
For sure.
Walk-on and got a scholarship.
Yeah, really good story. Really good story, and a great kid. Went to Indian Hill High School. Great kid. They loved him at Indian Hill, man. He was solid kid. So the Purple Monkey Project was formed following the tragic loss of 10-year-old Reagan Vanas in May of 2021. Reagan was a ray of sunshine who lit up every room. The Purple Monkey Project is named after Reagan's favorite stuffed animal and seeks to keep Reagan's spirit alive by being a ray of light in the community and promoting random acts of kindness. By providing scholarships and other financial support of youth and youth-centered charities in Southwest Ohio, the Purple Monkey Project seeks to pay it forward, all in the name of Reagan. To learn more about the Purple Monkey Project, please visit purplemonkeyproject.org or visit them on Facebook at Purple Monkey Project. Now, this Tuesday at 7 p.m., the Bearcats take on Baylor at the beautiful Fifth Third Arena. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. All right, let's jump into the Big O segment, sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. In this segment, we cover players to watch and key matchups. JT, big game from who?
All right, man. I'm going against the grain.
Uh-oh.
Going against the grain, man.
Uh-oh. Who?
All right. I feel like it's time. Dan Skillings.
Whoa, he's back.
He's back. Yeah, I think he had a solid game on Saturday.
There's some good things.
Yeah, 7 points. Had a couple rebound the ball. Well, I think he had 4 or 5 rebounds.
Crazy to believe. Remember the beginning of the year or prior to the season? I think it was it. I forget what point it was. Remember Dan was at a baseball game and they interviewed him? You guys remember that?
Yes.
Yep.
And it was like they were like,
This is my last year.
pro? Like, are you gonna go pro? Are you gonna isn't that crazy? Like to really kind of reflect on that?
For sure. 100%. And like when you talk to people, like people believe, I mean, like it wasn't like it was just him saying that either though, coming into the season. Like people believe, like a lot of people believe that. Like I'm like, okay, this is definitely possible. Like it's not like he's just talking cap. Like you see the season, might be like, hey, I don't know about that now. But when he was before, I was definitely like, shit. That means Bearcats are gonna be good because he's gonna be killing. You know what I mean? So I think he's gonna have a good game though, man. I think his first game he has not worn a knee sleeve since he got injured. Now I saw he was moving a lot better. I think his mental is a lot sharper. First game, I noticed it in the second half. He did not have his knee sleeve on. First game. Every other game, he's had that knee sleeve on. So I think he's going to have a double-digit type game. If he doesn't, he's going to grab a lot of rebounds and just affect the game. I thought he moved a lot better than I've seen him. I think he might be over that mental block. And he took the sleeve off. So that means a lot, I think. Especially for a young guy, for, a 20-year-old kid, young man, you know what I mean? So I expect him to be like that second or third option. I don't think people will expect it as much because of how he's played lately, but I think he's going to have one of those games where you're going to be like, oh, this is why he said he was going to possibly go to the league.
Yep. Neil?
Yeah. Well, piggybacking off of JT predicting Dan Skillings is going to have a big night. What happened last time, guys, when these two teams matched up? A guy in Dan Skillings led the team in scoring in this first matchup where he went 6 of 11 from the field, 5 of 7 from 3 with a team high 18 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Could Dan Skillings have another kind of night like he had down in Waco earlier this year? It's very possible. However, for me, my player to watch is Dylan Mitchell in that front because the reason I say Dylan is dating back to the beginning of February, Baylor lost their starting center, Josh Ojiwana, for the season to a knee injury. And since then, they have lacked the production inside on the defensive aspect, and teams have been scoring at a higher rate around the paint and around the rim and in the paint. So this could be a game where Dylan Mitchell who is coming off of a 13-12 kind of performance versus TCU. Could he follow suit and have another big game at home, build that confidence versus a team who is undersized in a Baylor squad? Because outside of that, guys, since Josh Ojiwana went down for injury, Baylor has not had anybody over 6'10" in Norchad Omier there in the front court. If you can find ways to take him out of the picture, Cincinnati has the height advantage, and a guy like Dylan Mitchell could be a huge reason why they win this game.
All right, Baylor.
And for Baylor to watch, I think everybody who has followed Baylor over the recent days, it all starts with VJ Edgecombe, the talented freshman out of the Bahamas. He has shown since Big 12 play has started that he has been that projected lottery pick for Cincinnati or for Baylor. Because you look down, he had 18 versus Cincinnati in the first matchup on 7-13 shooting. But since then, he has been in double digits every game but 2 games. And in both games, they were very tight games. In West Virginia, he had 7 points, just shot poorly. And then Colorado, both losses for UCF, he has scored in single figures. So, I mean, you look down, this is a guy who is a projected top 10 lottery pick. And, I mean, he's turned it up a notch since Big 12 play has started. I mean, you look down, he had 28 versus BYU. He had 30 versus Kansas State, 22 against Utah. So 24 against Arizona. Like, he is a very elite scorer. However, you just cannot let Baylor get hot from behind the arc in this aspect. So, but it starts with VJ Edgecombe there. I think everybody knows what you're going to get with Norchad Amir. He's going to be your talented, your physical big man. But everything for Baylor right now, especially over the recent weeks, as injuries has kind of ran through their backcourt there, everything has been VJ Edgecombe taking that lead role for Baylor over the recent weeks.
The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. So I'm picking and I'm going with Day. So I'm hoping, I think one of the things that Day does well, and I've said this before, and I'm going to say this again, I still think UC could play faster. There are times where even the TCU game, and I want to say it was Jizzle, like he was slowing down. Like I'm like, keep pushing, keep going. Especially, man, when you got the lead, like that's not when you slow down, man. You gotta put the foot. You know what I'm saying, JT? Did you feel?
I noticed it. It was like about 3 or 4 possessions in a row. They were kind of like trying to bleed the clock. And besides, like
I'm like
playing fast. Like, hold up, go try to get that layup. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm like, we don't play as good slow. You know what I'm saying, to me personally?
No. Nope. And I feel like Day is the type of guy that you know can help us play at a higher pace. I feel like sometimes Jizzle, if and listen, it's hard to criticize Jizzle at this point. You know, he's been playing really, really well. But my only criticism with Jizzle's game is sometimes I think, as of late, like he'll try to hunt the perfect situation sometimes when, bro, you know how to hoop, man. Just go. I think his dad even told him that, like, you know what I mean? Just go. Just like do your thing, man. Go off of instinct. You know, come off that ball screen and make things happen. And listen, but back to what I've said before, we've said these are still young players learning the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like I expect Jizzle to do certain things, and I'm like, I gotta remember, like, dog, he's still a sophomore. He's still young.
Yeah, for sure.
Dan Skillings hasn't played basketball that long. He is a junior in college, but in the the way he's been, I mean, the amount of time he's played, he's not that old. Like, it's just not. He didn't have that much experience. So I can be critical of certain things, but I've got to remember at the same time, and the fans have to remember, you know, these guys are still learning in a lot of ways.
True.
But I will say I'm gonna look for Day to be that guy to continue to push the pace and, you know, have them play faster. The Big O segment is sponsored by Smart Dog Solutions. Do you have a business that needs better inventory control, production management, or improved accounting control? Outgrown QuickBooks or can't afford NetSuite? Give loyal Bearcat grads Doug and Kathy Jacobs at Smart Dog Solutions a call. They've been in your position and would love to solve your problems. They can be contacted at 513-739-9473 or online at smartdog-solutions.com. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. You know what time it is. The world famous segment that everybody across the world, Craig,
across the world,
Craig, is asking about. It is none other the name game with Neil Meyer. Hit it, Neil. Hey.
Sponsored with another great name game segment.
Yes, we got another good one. Hey Neil, can you dance?
No. No.
So what do you do if like you go to a bar, a club, and Not Like Us comes on or something, and people are starting to move? What do you do? Do you just
Depends who I'm with. If I'm with the boys versus just a college friend group, you get two different people, I feel like. But I'm not a good dancer, so you won't see me tearing down the dance floor unless I'm at like a wedding or something.
okay? All right, so you do get out. Okay, that's fair. JT, you a good dancer?
I'm all right. I'm not like terrible, but I ain't like that ain't my thing. I'm chill.
I can see JT on the back, with a little drink and a straw. Hey, what's up, baby? How you doing?
What's in the
chill.
cup
I could
tonight?
dance
What's in the cup tonight?
I got water tonight, man. I thought about making a drink, man, but I almost fell asleep. So I was like, I'll save my day, man. I'm trying to do good, so I'm trying to do good this week. It's Friday. Hopefully the Bearcats don't make me drink tomorrow, but because I'm doing a recap. But
the Bearcats make you drink, JT. That's what the problem is.
Yeah, for sure.
When they win, it's water.
Yep.
Okay, we got to keep JT healthy.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay healthy, man. I'm trying to make better life choices, man. So tonight, a little water, man. A little water.
That's fair. Well, right now, we're going to get into the name game with Neil Meyer, and this is where we look at the opposing team and we look at their roster, the names on the roster. Some of them are very unique, and some of them are just fun to say, and some of them are just flat out wild, bizarre at times, like Gob Gob. So
Gob is crazy.
Gob is still
Gob is
Gob is the standard. Gob is the standard. So
Gob. All right.
This segment for this episode, I picked Coppin State, one of the worst teams in college basketball. Why would anybody bet on right, JT?
Yeah.
Why would anybody bet on Coppin State?
Yeah. And guess what? Those fuckers won when I bet against them. They're like. Let me look at my book. I ain't got their record.
They were 4 of 20 entering tonight, and you said, "Let me pick them to win."
Yeah, they're 4-21. They came into the game 4-21. They lost to this team by 20-some points when they played them last month. And what did they do? Beat them by 11. Messed up two gangster parlays. That'd have been real nice. Real nice.
See, I don't bet. I don't gamble.
Yeah.
Okay. JT, it might be time to stop.
I know it might be. It might be, man.
Hey, what was that old Jordan commercial? If you're doing drugs.
No, remember the one with Michael Jordan when he got the shades on and they asked him if he got a gambling problem.
I forgot about that one.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do remember that. And
I'm just competitive.
Yeah, you got a gambling problem, bro. You have a.
I ain't got nice money for one, and I'm out here nickel and diamond, man. I'm just trying to turn 5 and 20, man. 5 to 100 sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to do nothing. I ain't trying to hurt nobody, man. Just besides playing a lotto, I gamble.
I got a question for you guys. JT, you might get this right. Neil, I don't know if you'll know this. Let's see who gets it right. Coppin State is a HBCU, historically black college. How many HBCUs are there in the United States of America? Neil, you go first. You guys got to put your hands like this. You can't Google it. How many HBCUs in the United States of America? Neil?
That's a good question. I'm going to go with I feel like we're being like interrogated right now.
You are.
I'm going to go with 84.
84. JT?
I'm going to go 65.
You went with the under?
Yeah.
107.
107?
Yes, way more than I thought.
Damn.
Man, I was gonna say like 100.
107.
Damn, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Man, I'm out here. I need to slap myself.
Get your
Black History Month.
Yeah, Black History Month. You're
I need some baby powder. Where the baby powder at?
Yep. And Coppin State is one of the worst basketball.
And they fleeced me, dog. They fleeced me. Ain't no way. I would like if only way I would not have bet them motherfuckers to win or to lose is I would have had to have a time machine. It's the only way. Like I can't even say that was stupid. I literally did my research. Boom.
Thought it was a gimme.
You
know, the real question is, did you take it by the spread or did you take it money line?
No, not money line. The money line was you weren't gonna get anything. So I like chopped it down. I watered it down, but I had it with a play. I had it with the Hampton game in Kansas. I thought it was sweet. I thought everything was sweet, but it wasn't. That was like my little come up, but joke's on me.
Joke's on you.
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Coppin State, number 0. And it's the first name.
Number 0 is Zari Harrison.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Zari. Number 2.
Number 2 is Toby Anadozie.
2 N's. Say it again, Neil. How'd you say it?
Anadozie. Toby Anadozie.
We have to check on that one. Now, this is not a crazy name, but I've got a question for you with it. Number 3.
Number 3 is Cameron Brown.
Very good. Are you familiar with who Cameron is? The Cameron.
I don't believe so. I'm about to.
Don't look it up.
Don't go to your Google search.
Don't Google it now.
See, that's all Neil does. He goes to.
No, I'm not. I can tell you
know
who
Cameron is.
No.
Oh man.
I'm not.
So I'll start and I'll let JT go in. There used to be a rap group called the Dipset back in the day, right? It was Cameron, Jules Santana. Who am I forgetting?
Jim Jones.
Thank you.
Say Freaky Zeke. He's the hype man.
Freaky Zeke.
Freaky Zeke. Hey, he's a legend. Hey, speaking of Freaky Zeke, have you ever seen that when he tells that story about getting shot?
And I
had him in a full Nelson.
I got the. I can't say the way. You know what I'm saying? And
because he's so animated, and he's like, I swung his body.
Man, you know what? You know what's funny about that? You know what's so funny about that? If you ever talk to people that are like true New Yorkers, like Brooklyn, Bronx, Queens, like true New Yorkers, the way they tell stories is always the same. It's always what corner they were on. It was on the corner of Lenox and 5th. And it was me, Ty, and they got named like 800 people they're with.
Yeah, always.
And Ty had on the new Timbs that just came out. They got to give like everything that has nothing to do
with the situation.
Story. Every New Yorker is that. My buddy from New York, and I go, dude, stop telling me stuff that has nothing to do. I don't care what shoes you were wearing, bro. Like,
but he just got the ones with the blue laces. Those are the only ones in the city with blue laces.
Hey, but when he's telling that story, and I got him.
I turned it. He got the hammer pointing at me.
Yeah, he got
the. He said I had him so tight that he went like. So I'm using him as a shield.
Hey, whenever that pops up on my IG, I always watch the entire
thing. Like I've never seen it before. Every time.
That, and have you ever seen the one? I know you have, JT, but Neil, if you've seen the one where I don't know the podcast, but the guy who does the podcast, I guess he's probably pretty famous, but he's interviewing a rapper. And I don't know the rapper, and he's like, "Did you go to college?" And he's like, "Man, I had an offer. You had to be in a band, It was like 5 million. You remember? You ever see that one? He was like 5 million. The guy was like, wait. The college offers you 5 million to be in a band. It was like 2 million. He's like, wait, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I see it on Instagram, and then I go right to the comments, and they're like, bro, there is no way any college offered you 5 million to be in the band. That's like one of my favorite. I've watched that every time.
That one's hilarious. That's a real good one. That's one of the favorite ones. That one, and then when dude, it might be like a Vlad one. All right, after this, I'll stop. The Vlad one where the dude be like, "You got a perk?" He
said, "What?"
He'd be like, "I ain't no junkie." And he'd be like scratching and stuff like.
Who is it?
You want Percocet?
I've seen that one. You gotta send that to me. You gotta send that.
He'd be like, man, you got a perk? You want a perk? Like you try to offer him a perk. He's like, nah, I'm cool.
To Vlad?
Yeah.
Wow. Vlad are telling him too. Vlad's smart.
Yeah, he is. Hey, that's the one of the funniest clips. Like every time.
You guys send that one to me.
That one's hilarious.
You got Neil is like, I have no idea what y'all are talking about. But real quick, Cameron has a podcast with a rapper from the 90s, 2000s named Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Two of them have a podcast together. Okay, Neil?
All right.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It is absolutely hilarious. Neil will never watch it. All right.
They had OJ on there before he died. R.I.P. the Juice. Man.
And the funniest thing, like OJ was a regular on there.
Yes.
But Mace always said, "What up, killer?" What up, killer?
And they would pause OJ. He wouldn't care.
Oh my God. I'm glad you said that. I gotta go back and watch the ones with OJ on it. What up, killer?
What up, killer?
There go OJ killer. All right, JT, we better stop. Neil's really confused now. He is absolutely confused.
Calling OJ a killer is crazy.
It is crazy. No, and it like he embraces the name too. He's like, yeah, what up? Yeah, what up? That's right, I'm killer. Kill the juice.
Kill the juice.
The juice is loose.
Shit, my stomach hurt, man.
Oh boy, we are way out there. Hey, JT, Neil's Google search during our podcast has to be crazy.
Got to be, man.
He's got
Cameron,
Gilligan's Island.
I got Cujo. Can't forget Cujo.
Cujo on there. Cujo. He might have free easy. He might have free easy.
Who is Skullduggery?
Shit.
Skullduggery.
Somebody
look at your Google search. They're like, Neil, what's going on, bro? We got to sit down and have a conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Neil's like, oh, I'm on this podcast, and you know.
They look at it like podcast, eh? Podcast.
Oh shit! My bad.
Shit.
We gotta get back to the name game, man. We done forgot about the name game.
Damn, my bad.
Sorry, Neil. All right, I've been waiting for this one. Number 7.
Arion Munir Jones.
Yeah. You got a hell of a name.
And the spelling on the first name, it's capital A, lowercase a, apostrophe. Capital R. E-Y-O-N.
Hey, man, they just freestyle his shit, man.
That is crazy. I don't even know. Arian?
Arian?
Aaron? But Arian.
Arian? That's crazy.
Where's he from? Names.
He's from Chicago.
Wow. He is. Hillcrest. Hillcrest High School. Wow. Shout out Arian.
Shout him out.
People just making up names.
Yeah, that's freestyle.
You know what? I just like this guy's name. Number 10.
Number 10 is Cameron Sparrow.
I just like that. I don't know why. Cameron Sparrow. All right. Number 21.
Number 21 is Caron Brown.
His name is spelled C-A-R apostrophe capital R-O-N.
And that's his twin brother. They're twins.
Wait a minute. Oh,
They're twins.
I didn't even notice Cameron and Caron.
They're twins.
Man, that's got to be a Dipset family member. Hold on.
Maryland.
They're from Maryland. Man, do they look alike? Hold up. Do they even look alike? They don't really look alike because
fraternal twins, baby.
Caron. Is it Caron or Caron?
I hope it's
probably Caron.
Probably Caron. This team leads the league in apostrophes in a name. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Damn. Okay. Twins, Cameron and Caron. And Caron. Caron.
Caron.
Cameron. Hey, that's crazy.
That is.
Hey, what if the Caron is like somebody's name is Carl and
you want to know what's crazy? No, actually, look at where they went to high school. Archbishop Carroll.
What's wrong with that?
Caron Carroll? Kind of sounds similar.
You're reaching a little bit, but
yeah, I ain't gonna get that one.
Yeah, you're reaching a little bit there, Neil.
Got a little Dalzim in you right there. Know what that is?
Neil, I thought you were gonna like someone we knew was from that school.
Yeah, you know, you be having those tidbits, man.
You do.
I don't got one on this one. Meach put me on the spot with this name game tonight.
I told you, man.
It's always the East and the West Coast, Coast schools.
For this one, I said to myself, who is one of the worst Division I basketball teams? They got to have some wild names on there.
Damn, I can't believe they did me like this. You motherfuckers won.
That's funny you bet on them, and this is the team I found. That's hilarious. I got one more for you. The director of basketball operations.
Oh, let's scroll back down. The director of basketball operations for Compensated Terquin Mott. Terquin Mott.
First time I've ever heard you get really like,
I stuttered.
You were jammed up.
Terquin Mott.
Say it again.
Terquin Mott.
Damn, man, we had you jammed up like Tank had Frank Martin.
Man,
he was on the ropes. Sat on the ropes.
Does Tank fight soon?
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay, I thought I saw something where he fight. Who does he fight?
Frank Roach.
Oh, he's gonna win that one. All right,
he about to beat the brakes. I think he hit.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, this was a good one.
Yeah.
This was a good one. The name game with Neil Meyer is sponsored by Oakley Greens. Oakley Greens, the ultimate spot to catch your hometown team in every big game. Excuse me. With 6 giant LED screens and TVs at every angle, it's more than a sports bar. It's your entertainment headquarters. All the sports, all the time, all at Oakley Greens. They're located at Oakley Station next to the cinema. You can check out their website, oakleygreens.com. The Kenyon segment is sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. This is where we cover the keys to the game. JT, what do the Bearcats need to do to win?
Hey, man, I'm going with shoot 45% from the field as a whole.
Okay.
That part, I don't mind the threes, but I don't like when they just start firing threes. I'm not a big just shoot 100 threes. It's going to work out. Nah, get a quality shot. They don't have a big man like that because of the injury. So, damn it, let's get quality shots and shoot over 45% range.
Okay. Who do you want shooting the majority of the shots?
All right. Jizzle has earned the right to shoot. He's the top of the totem pole. So, He's earned 15 shots. As soon as he walks on the floor, barring foul trouble, 15 plus shots from him.
Okay.
After that, Day at least 10 shots. I'll say I want to see Dan, like a mixture of Dan, Josh Reed, and Dylan Mitchell have between 5 to 10 shots apiece as well. And after that, you just break the pie up however it goes. But I want to see them all have an imprint, especially, Dylan getting downhill, getting to the rim, Dan doing a mixture of both, and then Josh Reed, I just keep doing what he's been doing.
Fair. Neil?
Yeah, for me, it's going to be kind of what we talked about earlier, right? Attacking the paint. I think that is something that Cincinnati did well on Saturday versus TCU. If they are able to do that again on Tuesday night versus Baylor, especially with the absence of Josh Ojiwana, teams have been getting to the basket with ease against Baylor. And you look down at what Baylor has been able to give up over the last 3 games, they have been allowing teams to score 75 plus points in the last 3 to 4 games, because they're 1-3 over their last 4. But in those 3 matchup, teams have been able to get to the foul line and get them in foul trouble and attack the basket. Because in that span where Baylor has played in the recent weeks, they lost to Houston, gave up 70 points. They barely squeaked by West Virginia in overtime, gave up 70 points. They gave up 75 to Arizona, and they gave up 76 to an awful Colorado team. So realistically, teams are able to put pressure and score versus Baylor since that injury has happened. So I would like to see Cincinnati do the same thing here on Tuesday night.
Hey, Neil, quickly, do we have any updates on CMOS?
Yeah, it sounded like after the game on Saturday, Wes Miller gave a brief update. It sounds like it's still a day-to-day situation. Wes Miller said he went through a layup drill, but everything was still with his non-dominant hand, and it sounded like he wasn't optimistic. He did say that CMOS Lukosha still couldn't lift that right shoulder above his head, so it's still a day-to-day thing. But yet again, that update was on Saturday. We haven't heard anything else heading into this contest versus Baylor, and we'll probably know a little bit more about this tomorrow afternoon, per se.
Connor Hickman?
Connor Hickman will be sidelined for the rest of the season. I think we talked about it a little bit heading into TCU. Underwent surgery for the broken foot. It sounds like it was an injury that was a little bit more serious than they initially thought. But Connor Hickman will be done for the season for Cincinnati.
And one thing I was getting at with that is a petition to get him an extra year.
Yeah, and I definitely think that would be something that is in the cards for Connor Hickman. I mean, obviously, I believe if you look down at the stats, right, I think you can only play a certain allotment of minutes until you can kind of argue for that red shirt, that medical red shirt before an injury happens. However, for Connor Hickman, he's not far over that threshold. I believe he's only like 28 to 30 minutes over the restricted limit. So I do believe that would be something that Wes Miller and the staff could potentially fight for, would be to get that extra year for Connor Hickman. And if the NCAA was doing the right thing, they would respectfully grant it.
NCAA never does
NCAA doing the right thing.
They never do the right thing. We know that. However, it could be something to monitor as the season and the offseason dwindles.
The Kenyon segment is sponsored by Greg Hooden at Beachmont Toyota. For me, key to the game is looking at the scoring, right? So last game you had Jizzle at 18, and then Day at 13, and then Josh Reed at 13, and then Dylan Mitchell at 12. What I would like to see is, okay, let's say Jizzle's your leading scorer, having somebody that's a secondary scorer at a high level. So if Jizzle's at, let's say, 20 points, that next person's at 18. And if you don't have somebody at a high level like that, getting a couple guys like Day and Josh were last game scoring those double figures. And I'm going to keep going back to this. I just think this team has just so many odd little deficiencies that I think we can mask all that with scoring a lot of points, picking up our pace, playing quickly. And that's, getting guys to be in double figures, as many as you can get, or having two guys, score at an extremely high level. So again, my keys to the game, which have been probably the last couple games, and then prior to that, I've preached for a long time, play faster.
Yeah.
Get more shots at the basket. And plus, I think it's a more enjoyable game to watch from a spectator standpoint. A game that's more high paced, especially when you've got. I think two things happen. If you play a high paced game, you either got to have guys that can absolutely shoot the ball, where you're penetrating and pitching, and you're playing fast to shoot fast, right?
Yeah.
Or you've got these athletes. I mean, when was the last game that we've really been lobbing it up, in transition and playing above the rim? I think early on that was happening a lot. I mean, there was. I don't think we've done it to that level recently. I'd like to, kind of get back to that. And I don't know. We can sit here and play the blame game of whose fault that is. I don't know. Could be Wes. It could be the players. It could be a combination of both. But at this point, doesn't matter. The stats show, and I'm not like the biggest stat guy. I'm a watch the game and tell you what I think guy.
Yeah.
But the stats show. Am I right, Neil? If we score 80 or more, we win the basketball game. Right or wrong?
No, that's correct. I mean, you look down at what Cincinnati has been able to do when they have scored 80 or more points this season. I believe they are 10-0 on the season.
Hey. I mean, that's there you go. That's my whole thing going into every game is how can we and it's also like, I mean, listen, it's one thing, you hope you make shots and you say, hey, if we make shots, we score. But I think sometimes you just got to get more possessions. You got to get more shots at the rim, right?
Yeah.
So there are different ways to do that, obviously. Play faster, get some steals in open court, play good defense. So all kind of ties together. The Kenyon segment Keys to the Game was sponsored by Greg Hooden and Beachmont Toyota. Come see fellow Bearcat Greg Hooden and Beachmont Toyota for all your new and pre-owned Toyota needs. Look for Greg Hooden on Instagram and Twitter at Cincy Greg Hooden. Hooden is spelled Hoodin, or come see Greg at Beachmont Toyota. Always ready to help our Bearcat family get into a new Toyota. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahue Accounting Services. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. This is where we cover hot topics. All right, fellas, we're going to just totally step away from sports in general. Something I've been wanting to do with a hot topic. And this came about because I was watching a podcast. Now, if your life story, JT and Neil, played out in a movie, and I don't know who's the most popular like movie producer now. I don't know, director or whatever. I don't even know who it is now. If they decided to do the JT Smith story or the Neil Meyer documentary story, and you could have one person play you, who would it be? Who is playing JT in the JT Smith story?
So who's playing me? Shit. All right, so for mine, it's Nick Cannon. And if people know me, it's not because Nick Cannon's this great actor or anything like that. Dude's a hell of a hustler, got his hands in a lot of stuff, pause. A lot of kids. He got more kids than me. Got more money than me. So you got money, you can do stuff like that. But shit, when I was younger, a lot of females, hell, my wife and her friends, other people, Drumline came out, they would always say I look like him.
Wow.
So now I probably look a little different, but in general, I got a little bit more facial hair than him. But my brother, when he was younger, he kind of looked like him as well. So I don't know. Maybe we have some kind of ties. I have no idea. If he want to send a check, he could be a sponsor. But
JT, I don't think he has a check. He's got 12 kids, bro.
Nah, man, he got money, man.
That's
not for long, JT.
JT, do you know how much money 12 kids are?
Man, he got kids with Mariah. Mariah ain't waxing him. Pause.
That's true, but
He got. That's the one reason I want
he's
to play.
got some other
he got
baby
twins
mamas.
with Mariah, so Mariah
He's
ain't
got
asking for no money like that. She's asking.
Okay,
do
so
stuff.
was he have 2 with Mariah?
Yeah.
So
Them
okay,
other
that's
women
10
are.
other kids you
I-
got a company for.
10 others, and you know some of them baby mamas are crazy. He has.
Yeah, true. He's getting one. But
Hood,
he got a lot of stuff going on though. Like he's not a regular dude per se.
But
Like
the
I
more,
would be like
correct me if I'm
ready
wrong.
to jump off 75 if I had.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The more money you make, the more these baby
You
mamas,
gotta break off. True.
right?
True. But he might be one of them people that like has like an NDA or something that they like, look, I'm gonna give you $50K a month or something. For him, ain't nothing. For me, I'll be bald. Like, no disrespect, Meach, but I'll be stressed out. Looking like Patch Adams or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, but
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But I would want him to play me because he kind of looks similar. We look similar.
Hey, if you guys want to do the name game, let's do it with Nick Cannon's kids. Pause. Because man, some of the names on Nick Cannon's kids' names are crazy. That's a segment for a name game on the next episode, right there.
What are they?
Let's look them back up because so he's got 12 kids, right?
Yep.
And he's looking down. The 2 kids with Mariah Carey are Moroccan and Monroe Cannon. Those are probably the oldest, born in 2011. Golden Sagon Cannon was born in 2017. Powerful Queen Cannon.
Oh my God.
Ion Mixolydian and Zillion Hair Cannon.
Zillion Hair.
I think Zen is the most common name out of it. Legendary Love Cannon is his kid's name.
Legendary Love. Wow.
Onks Ice Coal Cannon.
It sounds like a
Rise
like
Messiah Cannon. These names are crazy. Beautiful Zeppelin Cannon.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a segment in its own right there for the name game.
Wow.
Yeah. But he could play me. F it.
Okay.
At least, I mean, if his kids watch it, that'll at least be a decent amount of numbers.
People right there watch it. Oh,
it'll overachieve if his kids watch it by itself. So
that's good.
That's it right there.
Neil Meyer. Who plays Neil Meyer in the Neil Meyer story?
See, for me, I'm a big Adam Sandler fan, so I would have to say Adam Sandler, just because I feel like for my friends, they all kind of know me too, like from growing up together, from middle school versus to college. That I feel like Adam Sandler is one of those guys where you can go out there and he's good at just about everything he does. I mean, you look at the movies Adam Sandler has done. I'm not saying I'm good at everything, but I'm saying there's some things that I would feel pretty confident at if you asked me to do it. Like Adam Sandler is playing golf, hockey, basketball, football at one point. Like he's good about everything, but then he does have the one movie where he has to take a girl out on 50 first dates. I'm not taking somebody out on 50 first dates because of shit. They don't remember you after the first date.
I've never seen that movie. You told me about that movie before. I've never.
Yeah, the girl's got like, long story short, the girl that plays the role has like short-term memory loss, so he takes her out on 50 first dates, and then she finally remembers who the person is, which is crazy. But I feel like Adam Sandler would be a good comparison for the people who know me outside of this, just because I feel like he can do a lot of things, a lot of unique things. Like he's so versatile in what he can do.
Okay, that's fair. The Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Don't let me forget that. For me, I told you guys, I don't necessarily think that this guy looks like me, but when people shave their head, people can like say all bald people look the same. But I'm going, this is a bald Brad Pitt. I'm going with Brad Pitt because he is. Do we look alike or similar?
I hope the fans who are watching this in the video aspect of this
man.
get
I
a
gotta watch
screenshot of Meach right now because
Please watch it. Please watch this.
I think we in that one we look similar, but he is a fantastic actor. Like I really think he's a good actor. Fight Club is one of my faves. He's been in so many good movies. What was the movie with Morgan Freeman? Where the head was cut off. Damn, I just forgot that quickly. That's a really good one. What's the movie with where the head was cut off at the end? With Morgan Freeman.
Blank.
Yeah, it'll come. Anyway, I would have Brad Pitt just because I think he's a fantastic actor. And then, like I always say, like it doesn't matter. Anybody that like is bald and their head is shaped a certain way, everybody just lumps them all together. Like, Meech, you look like so and so. You look like so and so. I'm like, no, I don't. We don't look anything alike. If that person had hair, you see them with hair, saw me. We look nothing alike at all. JT, one time you said you and Coach Kelly Davis from somewhere.
Yeah.
Thought I was there. It wasn't me.
But that time it really looked, not even trying to be funny though, Meech. Like, dude might have been like 3 inches taller than you. And then we looked down at his shoes. If he had some Jordans on, not even trying to be funny. Like I'm not a big just because a person has a similar profile, y'all look alike guy. Person, because I like to make too many jokes. I like to be like very accurate about stuff.
Right.
And we looked over, it's like, what the? It was like, oh nah, it ain't him. But his shoes, we're like, it's no way Meach will be wearing shit like this. But he did from a distance. They weren't Monarchs, but they wouldn't. If you'd have wore those, I would have been like, we need to help you out or something. Yeah, but yeah, long story short, we looked at him twice, double taked, and then it wasn't you. But we got closer, like, damn, but I'm like, from a distance, he did look like you. No joke. And then we both said we were wrong, but we both looked at each other like, what the? Hold up. Is Meech here?
I get a lot. I get pictures all the time of people are somewhere and somebody's bald. And like, oh, Meech, you're here. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, that ain't me, bro. That is not me. That is not me. 8. That Brad Pitt movie, Morgan Freeman. 7.
7?
Yep. Great movie. Great movie. What would I'm actually interested now. JT, your life story movie, like what would be the perfect ending?
Oh man, I don't even know, man. Because I won't. Hopefully, I can have a story before I die. You know what I mean? You know, people they want to make a story when you're dead all the time. Make me one while I'm still can make sure I can approve stuff, make sure everything going gravy. So, you know what I'm saying? So, perfect world, perfect ending, man. I probably is like my story would be kind of not even. I don't think it would be that interesting like that. But the perfect ending for me would just be like not young, like super, like being like 65, I guess. I'm saying in the 60s or something like that, like having grandchildren like in the movie per se, like granddad, tell us why they're making a story about you or some shit like that, something goofy. But
what was that voice?
Like, you know, little kids, man.
Oh, that was your kid voice.
Yeah.
Can you do that one more time for us? Just so I get just one more time.
Like, granddad, tell us why. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like our little kid / fiend voice, but neither here nor there. But yeah, just the kids, right. You know what I'm saying? Some grandkids or something saying what's up, but they're not no time damn soon. Otherwise, people getting slapped up.
Yeah, you don't want no grandkids now. Neil, for you, I could see Neil the end of the Neil Meyer movie. You're walking and there's like 50 cats following you. There's like all these cats and shit.
Straight out the retirement home with 50 cats.
With 50 cats.
50 cats?
Yeah.
Nah, if it was the movie.
How many cats do you have?
10, but they're not by choice.
You're close to Nick Cannon's children. You should name your cats after Nick Cannon's children. Like you should start renaming them. Like this is Ice Bath or whatever you said the one's name was.
That's crazy. That would be crazy. But if my movie, like life was documented in a movie and Adam Sandler was playing the character. Now, I'm just saying, it would only be fitting for it to end the way Billy Madison ended. If my father owned a company, which he doesn't, I would earn his, like, the company would be handed down and I would be rich. But that's
Okay.
not the case.
Okay, I got you. That's fair. That's fair.
Legit.
That's fair. Well, let's hope that we all end up having movies made about us, and we do some spectacular stuff. Okay, and maybe Nick Cannon, young Nick Cannon, drumline Nick Cannon will play J.P. Smith.
Yep.
Timothy Chalamet could play Neo. That's or Adam Sandler. You're going with Adam Sandler. I'm thinking Timothy because Timothy Chalamet just won. Didn't he win some? He won some big award. He won like Best Actor and.
I think so. I know he just got honored at one of the award shows.
Yeah. I forget what he got Best Actor for. I don't know. I think he was in the Bob Dylan movie, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I'm always fascinated with those movies when somebody plays someone like Jamie Foxx. Was he put on earth to play Ray Charles? Like, it was so good.
Yeah, it was, though. It was.
Those are always fascinating. And then, man, Will Smith, Ali.
Yeah, it was good.
That was another good one.
Yep.
Those are, I always love those biopic picks. So the Twyman segment is sponsored by Visionary Cleaners. Visionary Cleaners is a locally owned company by former Bearcat student athletes. They specialize in high-quality commercial cleaning of businesses, apartments, and pre- and post-construction cleans. They can be reached at 513-388-7816 or contacted online at visionarycleaners.com. Fellows, this concludes another great podcast. Thanks to all of our sponsors, Donahoe Accounting Services, Smart Dog Solutions, Greg Hood and Beachmont Toyota, Visionary Cleaners, Purple Monkey Project, and Oakley Greens. You're listening to the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahoe Accounting Services. For friendly expert tax advice whenever you need it, come to Donahoe Accounting Services, a leading accounting firm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Our top-notch accountants strive to help you resolve all your financial and tax issues. Call Donahoe Accounting Services today for a free consultation at 513-528-3982 or visit online DonahoeAccountingService.com. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bearcat Tip-Off Talk podcast presented by Donahoe Accounting Services. Go Bearcats.